Yeah, I do think that their main idea was to have the Congress be the voice of the people.
But I think that the founding fathers did expect Congress to be a pretty important part of our legislative process.
The founders intended the legislative branch to be the most powerful branch of government. They gave Congress the authority to raise money, declare war, regulate commerce, and make all laws necessary and proper to carry out the execution of these powers.
So Congress is made up of two houses, the Senate, which is 100 members. You get two people from every state that come together, and they serve for 6 years apiece. So in part that was put in place so that senators wouldn't have to be chasing campaigns every single year of the time they were there. The second house is the House of Representatives. I think at last count it had 435 members. And that's based on size of state. So the bigger the state, the more representatives they get in the House.
Congress does have two branches. The founders designed the Senate to be the slower and more deliberate, and to represent the government of the states. They created the House of Representatives to represent the people. The number of representatives a state has depends on the size of each state's population. Every 10 years, the government conducts a census and then redistributes the 435 seats in the House among each state based on changes in population size. This is called reapportionment. Between 2000 and 2010, for example, the population of Texas increased, so it gained 4 seats in the House. In New York, the population dropped, so it lost 2 seats.
It's difficult because you need a certain number of votes in both houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives. So getting all of those parties to agree can be quite complicated.
There are lots of rules that determine how bills become laws. Congress members introduce a bill, and it's assigned to a committee or a subcommittee. Each house has committees that cover different policy topics or areas within government, such as national resources or foreign affairs. The committee or subcommittee can approve the bill, amend it, or kill it. Most bills die in committee. Once the bill reaches the House or Senate floor, different rules apply to debate and passage. The Senate sets no time limits on debate, but the House always does. Both houses of Congress must pass identical bills. If not, the bill goes to a conference committee and then must be passed again. The bill then goes to the president to be signed or vetoed.
I think they often hinder the process, extreme partisanship.
In the House of Representatives and in the Senate, there are majority leaders and minority leaders based on the party that has the most seats in the House at that time. So there's a Senate majority leader, there's a minority leader to represent the other party, and then they have staffs underneath them.
Parties help organize Congress by creating voting blocks to pass bills and forming leadership structure to manage them. The leader of the House of Representatives is called the Speaker of the House. The Speaker is always elected from the membership of the majority party, or the party that has the most seats. The Vice President is officially the leader of the Senate, but the day-to-day operations are managed by the majority and minority party leaders.
I think some of them do, but I think many of them don't. I think that issues of fundraising and special interests oftentimes detract certain Congress members from the issues that most concern their constituents.
Some of them do, but I think a lot of them have lost touch with how the common American feels or what the common American has to deal with.
Many people feel members of Congress have lost touch with the people. Scholars have 2 ways to describe how members of Congress represent the people. In the trustee model, members listen to their constituents' opinions, but use their best judgment to make decisions. In the delegate model, members vote in accordance with the will of the majority of their constituents.